Hey, everybody, I'm Cody Helmer, and I am so excited to be talking to you about something that is near and dear to my heart: family. I want to share with you a little bit of my credentials and why I can talk on this particular topic. Not only am I a sapphire in this amazing company, I am a mom of six. And I have worked this business with a newborn baby, and I work this business with a now senior who has a job at Chick-fil-A, but no license. So I'm his ride. So everything in between. And I have to share with you that my priorities are God, family, and then Plexus. And I have found a way to marry all of those things. Now, I don't claim to be the perfect mom or a perfect Plexus ambassador, but I'm going to share with you guys some tips and things that I have learned along the way that have made my job a little bit easier and made it to where my family can be a little bit more excited about what I'm doing. Now, I have to share with you, and I have to shout out one of my team members, Amy Post. I know she's on here somewhere, hopefully not in the waiting room. Thank you, Nicole, for your help with the waiting room tonight. But Amy Post is a dear friend of mine and a level one, and she is rocking her Plexus business right now. She's a mom of 9, my friends. Like, she is amazing. And we were on the phone just the other day, and she's like, and it was in the evening time. It's pretty 8:30 in the evening, and her house was quiet, and I'm like, girl, your house is so quiet. And she's like, yeah, this is my me time. Like, this is my time. I'm on the phone with you. I knew I had this call. And then during the call, and I was like, yeah, girl, that's awesome. Like, she's just like getting everything in order so that she can have this time to do her thing, right? That's important, a little self-love in the evening, but also making her business a priority. And then we're talking about her goals and stuff, and she was sharing with me about how she has these post-it notes all over the house, and her kids know like what she's doing, and they're really excited about it and all of these things. And I was just like, yeah, I just love that. And so she was the inspiration behind this call. And so I'm really, really excited to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned to make this a little bit easier. Okay, so Amy Post, you're awesome. Keep rocking it, girlfriend. All right, I got a question. How many of you guys do this business and your family or your kids is part of the reason, is part of your why, of why you do this, right? A lot of us. Now, how many of you can say without a shadow of a doubt, 100% certainty, that your family knows that they know that they are such a huge part of why you do this? How many of your family members, your spouse, your kids know what your next goal is, or how close that you are to that goal? This is the ticket. I've got a few different tips for you, but this is the ticket, is making sure they understand why you're doing what you're doing. It's going to make this whole process a whole lot easier for everybody. Now, the step one of this is you knowing why you're doing what you're doing, right? Getting so clear on your why, because guys, the world steps aside for those who know where they're going, right? But those who are wandering are lost, and people can't follow you if you're wandering or you're lost. We think about that and we talk about that in regards to our businesses and our team members, right? But do we think about that in the same way for our families? Like, if our families don't know where we're going, how can they then confidently follow us in it? Right? So getting so clear on your why, like asking yourself questions. And I want you to do this if you haven't done this already. Get your notebook out, like pour you a glass of wine, whatever that looks like for you, and take some time to really figure this out. Why are you doing this? What is the end game? But even a step further, how does it feel when you're doing it, while you're doing it, while you're helping people? What will it feel like when you accomplish that big goal, that short-term goal and that big goal? And even still, what will it feel like if you don't? Have you thought about that? What will it feel like if you don't hit it? Could you live without it? If so, then maybe your why is not necessarily strong enough, right? So figuring out your why is step one, okay? Then, and I want you to be a little selfish with your why, guys. This whole concept was first brought to me when I was reading, oh, what is that book? I think it's Get Over Your Damn Self. I know a lot of us in here have read that book. I can't remember if that's exactly the book, but she said, like, it's okay to be selfish with your why. Like, it's okay for you to figure out all of these things. And like, I want to bring my husband home. He works so much. Which is awesome. That is a really, really great why. But it's okay for after all of these things, that you write down at the end, you put, you know what? And I also want to do it just because I want to prove to myself and everybody else that I can, right? It's okay to be a little bit selfish with your why. So make sure you're in there too. Okay. Don't forget yourself in that way. The second thing that you need to do after you get really, really clear on your why is sharing that with your family, right? And we call this a shareholders meeting. Now, in a shareholders meeting, and your shareholders are your spouse, your kids, the people that are close to you. We're making this a family business, right? You're going to share all of the things that you just figured out as part of your why with your family, because I promise you that if they truly understood that they're part of the reason, and if you get really clear on what your life and their life is going to look like when you hit these things or you do these things or whatever, it's going to be so much easier for them to deal with the sacrifices that you make. Now, some of you guys had to make a sacrifice to be on this call. Maybe your husband put the kids to bed tonight so that you could get on the call. That's a sacrifice. That's a trade-off. But if you get really, really clear with your family what you're doing and why you're doing it, and that they can expect it. So maybe you tell them during your shareholders meeting when you're explaining your why and things, you say, and here's what our life is going to look like. Here are some of the things that are going to have to change. But here are some of my non-negotiables. Like, mommy has to get on this call on Monday nights. I have to get on this call on Thursday nights. So every other night of the week, I'm putting you to bed. But those nights, daddy's going to do it. But getting really clear so that they know what those expectations are. Now, when I first started this business, I had been a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. Okay. My kids didn't know how to make a sandwich. Like, they didn't know how to make a sandwich or sweep the floor or do anything. They had no chores. They didn't have to do anything for themselves because I did it all. Like, that was just what I did. So a lot of things had to change in that way. And if you don't talk to them about it, of course your husband's going to be like, why the heck are you over there on your phone and not like watching Big Brother with me? Like, he doesn't get it, right? Because he doesn't understand that you're working your butt off and you're talking to these people so that you can help take some of the financial responsibility or stress off of your husband. Same with your kids. If all of a sudden they're just eating frozen chicken nuggets and whatever after you have been making home cooked meals every night, but you didn't explain to them what you're doing and why you're doing it and how they're part of it and how it's going to change their lives for the better, of course they're going to be like, what the heck is this? Like, what happened to mom? Is mom losing her mind? Right? So make sure you get really, really clear on that. And don't just share your vision and your dreams. Let them share with you theirs. That's my next point. But I want you to make sure that you get really, really clear on what your non-negotiables are. Make a plan. Work with your spouse and make a plan so that when book club comes up or whatever, like, nobody's surprised. It's Monday night team call. Mommy's out. I've been curling my hair for an hour. My husband knew that I was leading the team call tonight for you guys, right? Just getting really, really clear on those things is important. Okay, the next point or next tip, the dreaming. It is so important for us to dream big, right? And we have done the exercises where we close our eyes and we think about what our life is going to look like when we hit diamond, or all of these things. We get really, really clear on that. But then we don't dream with our family. I have a personal dream board. I also have a family dream board that we all did together. Our teenagers, they have individual dream boards. Have you ever thought about having your kids do a dream board? It's so, so interesting. And our teenagers, like our girls, on their dream board, they have all kinds of things, where they want to go to college, some of the places they want to see, some of the things they want to do in their life. They also have wedding dresses. They have wedding dresses on their dream board because one day they want to get married and they're already thinking that about their wedding and different things like that. My husband and I, something that we really, really want to do is we want to be able to pay for all our girls' wedding dresses on their wedding day. We want to be able to do that. And for me, that's a non-negotiable. Like, that not happening is not, it's just not even an option, right? Our son, he wants to go to this private Christian school, costs money, all of these different things that they want to do that I know, okay? I know that Plexus will be the vehicle that allows us to do all of those things. But there's a different kind of accountability, guys, when your family is dreaming too. When they know that when we get to this level, it will open up this door, or we'll be able to do those things. On hard days, sometimes it's easy on hard days for us to look at our dream board, the things that we want, because as women or moms, I know we got some fellows on here too. I'm just speaking for myself now. I know you guys have your struggles as well, and maybe the same ones, but we're so quick to put ourselves on the back burner. So on a hard day, we look at our dream board and we're like, we can wait, right? But when you pull out the dream board of your teenager who's almost 18, I can't even. You pull out the dream board of your daughter who's in high school already. Again, I can't even. You pull out these dream boards of your children, and I'm getting emotional because it's a different kind of accountability. You're like, you know what? I can show the hell up for that today. I'm going to show up for that today. Okay. So let your family dream with you. Let them have their own dreams. And then you guys get together and you do a family dream board. All right. Reward your family when you hit a goal. Okay, we hit a goal, right? So let's say we hit a promotion and it was so fun. It was so awesome. Worked hard on it. We get our picture. Now I'm quick to I send Fallon the best picture, but girl, you get this picture, this promotion announcement on Facebook as soon as possible. Okay, right? We want that. And we reward ourselves. Sometimes I reward myself when I hit a goal. I don't know about you. I bought myself a Louis Vuitton when I hit Emerald. Okay. And that might not be your flavor, and that's okay. But what if when we hit a goal, we rewarded the entire family? Because they had to make sacrifices too. They made sacrifices when things have changed in your family dynamic. Daddy put them to bed instead of you a few nights a week, whatever it is. They did a couple extra chores. What if when we hit a goal, it wasn't just our goal, our family hit a goal, because this is a family business and we're all sacrificing. What if when mommy hits gold, we're going out to dinner? And you let everybody get really excited about that. What if when mommy hits gold, you go to Chuck E. Cheese? I know people complain about Chuck E. Cheese. I really quite enjoy skee ball. But what if your family had a goal? What if when you hit jewel level, You get this awesome trip to Hawaii paid for by Plexus, or Mexico this year. Um, but what if also you take part of that bonus and you have a family vacation that you all pick a spot together that you guys have wanted to go to and see together? Reward your family too when you hit those goals, because they have sacrificed also. Okay. The next thing is treating your business like a business. There is nothing more disappointing when you see, or when your family, or you tell yourself that this is so awesome, like this is so important, it's such a big thing that I'm doing, but that you can't own it and you can't be confident in it and you can't treat your business like a business. Like, I'm not going to show up today. Like, I'm not going to do the coaching calls today. Like, it's really, really important, but it's not that important. Your family needs to see you acting, not just talking about it. Your family needs to see you acting like this is going to change their life. And that you can't do that if you don't have the belief, right? So belief is like the foundation of all of the things. But your family, again, they cannot, just like your team can't follow you if they can't see you, if you're not leading them, right? Your family cannot confidently continue to follow you if you are not showing up and treating this sucker like a business and stepping into that boss babe CEO of your own business here. Now, we are a big organization. We are an amazing team. Pink Power is an amazing team. We've got some jewel teams that are on the side or whatever, but we are one Plexus, one team. And that is really important. But don't forget that this entire amazing team is made up of a ton of little businesses. You are the owner of your own business. You are just part of an amazing culture. And it is time for us to act like it. Like we own we are a network marketing professional, right? We are the CEO and the boss of our own business, but there is nothing more discouraging than sacrificing these things and showing up, here and there and whatever. It's confusing to the people that are following you in your organization, but it's also confusing to your family. If this is important and this is a priority, make sure that that is shown. And that is only shown by your attitude and you showing up and doing the things. Now, in treating your business like a business, that can be broken up into 4 things. You're going to recruit. You're going to always be recruiting. That means you're always going to be working. You're on your phone. You're doing your thing. You're setting your business hours and doing your thing, right? You're retaining your people. You have a system to retain your people. You're encouraging duplication. So you're coaching your people to do the things that they need to do for their businesses, right? And leadership. You're growing yourself in leadership and you are leading others. You are doing coaching calls. When I do coaching calls, and my family, we have a business, we have an understanding. When mommy is working and mommy is doing coaching calls, you are quiet, okay? But I don't go hide in a closet when I do coaching calls. I want my kids to hear me encouraging others and helping others to overcome obstacles. And I want them to be involved in that way. I'm not hiding in my room working my business, in a corner or whatever. Like, this is part of who we are, and this is what mommy does. And I'm really excited about it. I had a team member who hid her business from her family. And guess where she is right now? She is no longer doing this. She wasn't confident in it. Her family couldn't get behind her. Her team couldn't get behind her. Nobody could get behind her. But it is that just owning what you're doing and don't hide, right? Okay. Oh, virtual office. I have that on the list too. Getting in your virtual office, guys, and making sure you know your people and you know your numbers and you're doing your things. That is another important part of treating your business like a business. And your family needs to see you. If you can't take yourself seriously in that way, you can't expect your family or anybody else to take you serious in that way. So if you have not yet declared yourself a network marketing professional, and own the fact that you are the CEO of your own business, do so today and then act like it. Okay. The last tip that I wanted to share with you guys is getting your, maybe not your family, because not kids aren't allowed at Plexus events, but getting your spouse to events. Okay. This is so huge for those of you who might not have a supportive spouse. Now, he was never not supportive of my Plexus business, but for a while, he didn't know what the heck I was doing. He will tell you that all of a sudden certificates just started showing up in the mail, and he didn't know what was going on, but he knew that it was good. That's the gist. But he will tell you also that when he went to some of the Plexus events, like it was like I could tell him like, this is huge, this is important, like this is awesome, this is going to change our lives, right? But it wasn't until he was at an event very similar to like maybe some of you who didn't truly catch the vision for how grand and amazing this was until you were at a Plexus event. The same thing goes for your team members. We encourage our team members to get your butt to events, get your butt to convention, all of the things. Same for your family. If you want your spouse to really support you in this, get your spouse to an event. After a Plexus event, Chris was like, is your phone about to die? Like, do you need me to get your charger? Is there anything, do you need an extension cord for your light, for your team call? Like, what do you need me to do, right? It makes a huge, huge difference in your spouse's ability to get behind you if they truly understand what this is. And you can only do that, I think, to that level if you get them to an event, because just speaking it, it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay. So those are my tips that I have for you guys. And I hope, like I said, I am not a perfect mom. I'm not a perfect ambassador. These things have served me and my family really well. And so I hope that you can take some of these ideas, put them into action, dream as a family, make this a family business. And that can even happen in just the way that you speak on it. Instead of like my Plexus business or whatever, like this is our Plexus business. So just check your verbiage too, because that can make all the difference too. Instead of when mommy hits diamond, when we hit diamond, we're going to XYZ. This is our business. This is our legacy, and it is yours. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and I hope that you found some value in tonight's call. Thanks, guys.